Hello, welcome to part two of the developer ML kit for image labeling for Android. So what I'm going to do, I'm on developers.google.com and I'm under the section image labeling. I'm going to click on the Android button so it goes to the Android code. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to scroll down to where it says build.gradle. And I'm going to shrink my screen a little bit. And what you want to do where it says implementation, com.google MLKit image labeling 1707. Now, your version, I'm not sure when you are viewing this video, but the number might have changed. And in other previous videos, I did say that number changes often. So if that number is different from what I'm doing, that's more than okay. Just go ahead and copy that particular line where it says implementation com.google MLKit, and we're going to go ahead and pop into Android Studio. Now that we are in Android Studio, we are going to begin. I am going to assume that you're already familiar with a button, what the build gradle is, what what a camera, what the manifest file is. I'm going to make those assumptions. And if you're not familiar with the button or with XML or Java, that's more than fine. I'm going to be making some beginner tutorials as well. And once you're comfortable with that, then you can come back to this particular YouTube video. But I'm just going to assume that you already created an app before, or you already took a beginner class perhaps, or some beginner training, and you know what the build gradle is, what the Android manifest file is, what an XML file is, and you are already familiar with Java code. So with that, let's go ahead and begin. On this particular, I'm going to start with the XML file. I just named it Activity Image Labeler, and I have it under the layout folder. And I'm going to click on the split screen in the upper right hand corner so we can look at the app. So what I was trying to do with this, I just want to make sure that the sample worked uh, off of that particular website, and I also went to GitHub as well. And what you can do, you can go to GitHub, and that code is pretty accurate. But again, it has all the examples all together. It even has iOS in there, and there's a lot of stuff that you may not want. And also, they commented out a lot of code, so so you just want to kind of cut out what you need, and you can paste it into the app. But the code is pretty up to date and accurate. I was pretty impressed by it. Well, anyway, again, I didn't download the GitHub app. I just wanted to create small, short samples, make sure it works, and then after that, connect everything together. So for this one, I just made a small little sample app, and we're doing the image labeler today. And as you can see, Let me kind of expand this a little bit. I have the image view, the text view, and I have two buttons underneath there as well. So as you can tell, image view, text view, button, and another button underneath. And I'm going to go straight to the XML code. So I have my image view, and I included a little picture of a scanner in the drawable folder. So under RES to the left, and underneath the drawable folder, I went ahead and included a picture of a scanner. Now you can include anything that you want. And underneath there, I have a text view and then two buttons underneath. And I have this under a relative layout. So again, I'm just assuming that you're familiar on how to create an XML file, what a relative layout is, and how to create an image view, text view, and buttons. Now again, if you're not familiar with that, I'm going to be making some beginner YouTube videos on how to create a button in XML, a text view, and an image view. Now that the XML file has been created, and I called it activity underscore image labeler dot XML, I went ahead and created the Java file. So this is the Java folder, and I created the Java file. I called it image labeler. And you all are gonna now. This is the image labeler.java file, and as you can tell, it has the package name, and you have to import the camera. So since you have to import the camera, as we all know, you have to go to the Android manifest file. So in the Android manifest file, you want to include the use permission for the camera. So you want to make sure that's in there. Also, with the ML kit, you want to make sure that you have internet permission. So you want to have internet permission for the internet and camera. And if you're just to refresh your memory, the internet permission and the camera permission, the app will ask the end user, like, hey, can you give this app permission to access the internet? Can you give this app permission to take a camera? That's what that Android app permission means. And then the Java file that I had created, it was called image labeler. And of course, I had to put this in Android manifest. And there it is right there, activity, image labeler, exported equals false. Also, uh, since we're going to be doing a whole bunch of machine learning kit, we're going to go through every single thing. I went ahead and just put the metadata. I put Android com.google.mlkit.vision.dependencies. You only can put this in there one time. And then as you add the other ML kits together, just put a comma. Like here's the barcode, the face, the OCR, etc., etc. And let's go ahead and go to the build file real quick. So what I'm doing, I'm clicking on the second build file. So double click on the build, and you go underneath the dependency section. And I went ahead and in the label, I just went ahead and put the implementation in there. I put the com.google.mlkit image labeling 1707. Now, I'm not sure when you're viewing this. Again, that number can change. And if it has changed, go ahead and put that number that Google developer has on there. It's very, very important because that changes a lot. And you have a lot of ML kits that are in beta as well. So you know that's changing. So you want to make sure that you go to google.developer and copy the correct number. But as of October 3rd, 2023, it's 17.0.7. And as you can tell, the other ML kit is recognition 16.0.0. It's very similar to the image labeling. So that is just absolutely wonderful. So, like I said, the build and just the Android manifest. And let's go ahead and go to the Java file. Again, you're going to go to the Java directory. You're going to go to the image labeler.java file. You're going to double click on that. And you see all these imports that I have. It's so much easier. Uh, I'm sorry. If it's so much easier if you go to the GitHub Google and then just copy all the imports. Okay, so now what we want to do, we want to go to the github.com where that file is. And if you don't remember where it is, you can always go to the developers.google.com ML kit. And on the left hand side, go down to the folder image labeling and then click on Android and just scroll down and click on MLKit Vision Image.java. And then that will bring you straight to the github.com. And if you look at the folder, it will be, we're doing Java today. So look in the Java folder, go down and click on MLKit Vision Image.java. And what you can do, you can go ahead and just copy all the import statements. And once you copy that, you can go ahead and paste it right here at the top of your image labeler.java file. Now this right here, right underneath the public class image labeler extends, this is where it might get a little bit different. Now, everybody's going to be doing this totally different. Some people are going to be accessing the data maybe from a cloud, a database in the cloud. Some people might be accessing this from a file, or someone, or maybe someone's taking a picture, etc. So there's different ways to access it. So this code right here is going to be different according to your needs, at least the beginning part as far as taking the picture. But after the picture is taken, everything is pretty much the same. Now, what I did, I went ahead and just took a picture with the camera. And so it's only one static image that I used. And again, if you remember from the XML file, there's two buttons. One button is to take a picture, and that's here. That's the snap button. Dot set on click listener. And as you can tell, you have to have permission from the end user in order to be able to use the camera. So you have to have your check permissions in here, your camera permission, your request permission, and then your intent to actually take a picture. So media store, that action image capture. So it goes ahead and brings up the camera so you can go ahead and take the picture. Now, again, this is the request permission result on activity result. And then we kind of go down here to image label text function. And this is where it's really, really important. So after you went ahead, you got the picture, you want to go ahead and put that image. So here I put the input image from a bitmap. I put it right here. I just called it image. And then this is where I call the com.google.mltvision.labeler.image labeler. What I could have did, I could have just imported this and put an import statement at the top. But I'm not sure why I did that. But I just did it this way. I did the long way. And then I just named it labeler. And in this one, I didn't do the roles. I just did it the default options. And I want to show you what I'm talking about there. What I'm talking about here. I'm going to maximize this. Let me scroll on down here. Let me find it for you. And the image labeling. Okay, now this is what I'm talking about right here. It has the label images, input, image, and it has a builder. And right here where it has the image labeler options dot builder, it has dot set confidence threshold dot 8f. So if the if once the picture has been taken, or however you accessed it, however you access the picture, you can specify in the image labeling options if you only want images created for confidence level of dot 8, which is really 80%. So the machine learning is confident that yes, that is a monkey by 80%. So it's only going to generate labels where that condition is true of 80%. You can also there's another one that you can set where how many labels that you want created. You might only want 3, but you can do that as well. And this is the image labeler image labeling dot get client options. So you see that options right there is all it is right there at right here where I have it highlighted. Image labeler options equals new image labeler options dot builder. You can name that anything that you want and put it right there. That's all you have to do. And that's how you can create your image labeler build. Now, if you don't want to do that, you can just use the default. And if you just use the default, it's right here. It's image labeler detector. And again, you can name this anything you want. You don't, it doesn't have to be detector. But you put image labeler detector equals image labeling dot get client image labeler options dot default options. So it will just whatever the default set options are, that's what it's going to do. And you go down, and pretty much everything is just pretty much cut, copy, paste, to be honest. You can just copy this and just put it in the Java file, this part right here that I have highlighted, and you're pretty much done. But again, I just want to emphasize that the right here, private void, label images, input image, options equals new image options dot builder. All you're doing is if you want to override it, if you want to change it, I want the confidence level to be something greater than dot 8 or maybe dot 90. Hey, I don't only want labels that are is 90% confident. And if you don't want to, if you're fine with just the default, then just put the default dot options, and that's what I did. I just put the default. This is not just I just wanted to get a lot of these working, and then I'm going to connect some of them. But also, I always like to do it this way, so then when I'm creating apps, I can always go back like, oh yeah, I remember how to do this. I just copy it and just put it to another app. So here I'm going back to the image labeler .java, and let me scroll down, and I just put, I'm trying to find it, I apologize, there it is. So here, I went ahead, this is after the camera generated the image, is already taken the image, and this is what this particular function is for. And then I just do the com.google vision labeler. I just call it labeler. And I just use the default options. That's all I had to do. And then here I did labeler.processImage. And as you can tell on this particular github.com, labeler.processImage is just cut, copy, paste pretty much. And it says on success listener. So on success, that it got the image and it can analyze it, it went ahead and automatically created a for loop. And as you can tell, label to labels. So ever how many labels it created. Now, if you did a build and you determine, I'm sorry, if you did a build, you said, hey, I only want 5 labels generated, then you'll know what that number will be for the labels. It's only going to generate 5 labels, and it starts from 0. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And it creates a string. So it's getting the text from the first label, and it's getting the confidence level. I'm sorry, the confidence. And then here, if it's a failure, it'll generate an error. But this worked perfectly for me. And like I said, pretty much all the other ones are just like this. So, like for instance, like you did the camera already, and it created an image. You can just copy that and just put on all the other ones if you want, and then just the bottom part, just copy it from GitHub and pop it in, and it works. And I was quite happy. So here I put, so I just pretty much cut, copy, paste, and then on success, you'll see the string. I just cut, concatenated the string, and there it is right there. So, and I just put it in the text file. And now I'm going to show you what it looked like. And here goes the app. So it says, welcome to Image to Text app. So what you want to do, you want to click on Image Labeler. And I clicked on Image Labeler, and then I'm going to click on Snap, which takes the picture. Once, since I clicked on the picture, I'm going to click on the label button, and as you can see, it went ahead and described everything.